Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 3 in this series between Nicker and Yumiko. Game 3 taking place here on Echo Isle. You see Nicker spawning as the blue Night Elf player on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Yumiko spawning as the red human on the top right. Human versus Night Elf once more, and game number 2 was a long drawn-out battle where no one really wanted to commit to the fight. We'll see if that is going to be the case again, as I am expecting an Ancient of War and an Altar of Elders being built a little bit late for a Tavern Hero. That makes a lot of sense on this map, just because you do not want to get militia down. The walking distances between these two bases is rather small, and as small as it is, you want to make sure you just don't allow your opponent to catch you off guard with no Ancients of War, not enough units. Alright, there's the GG, good luck. There's the have fun in response. Very nice, as the Altar of Kings should be training up an Archmage. Alright, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a Mountain King, since this is Echo Isle, but perhaps he saw, or Yumiko saw how effective that Archmage first was, allowing him to get Spellbreakers, Sorceress, and Priest pretty effectively. Now, yes, obviously the counter to that, it would be Flying Machine, or what was that, Fairy Dragons, but with the number of Flying Machines out, or Gyrocopters, depending on what you want to call them, because of all those Flying Machines, it was really difficult to keep any Fairy Dragons out for Mana Flare. Wisp ready to go ahead and hire up a Tavern Hero. What are we going to be hiring? That is going to be the key question, as we are already setting up a Wisp for the, I guess, snake healing, or the snaking of the mercenary. There goes the Archer already pulling all the way back. We should be having, yes, a Troll Shadow Priest, and the Troll Shadow Priest will be backing off as well. What is that Tavern Hero going to be? Is it going to be the Dark Ranger? As the Altar of Elders now completed, where is the hero? Still waiting for it, and it is in fact the Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger getting in an easy shot off onto the Footman. The Footman does have a Black Arrow debuff, as the Footman now running back over here. Let's see what's going to be happening next. Archers still being trained, and with this third Troll Shadow Priest, it's going to be very easy to just take down this creep camp. 3 archers already ready to go. This Ancient of War going to go ahead and head down here. Meanwhile, the Archmage has not crept out. Oh, there's a detonation. Does the Dark Ranger get that experience? Yes, I believe she does. So she is well on her way to level 2 already. All right, Skeletal Minion now chasing after a Footman. That Footman not going to be able to do much against the Altar of Elders here, as we are now looking at the mercenary camp getting crept out. We can see that there are a handful of, or only 2 lesser dark minions out on the field. There goes another one already in position. If the Dark Ranger is just focusing onto the lower hit point units every time, that's a way that you can always guarantee that you are getting skeletal minions nearly as quickly as they are being destroyed. Kobold Geomancer now going to fall. The Ancient of War now making its way over as well, as the Renegade Wizard with that normal or medium armor is taking reduced damage by that piercing, but still taking a fair amount of damage from the Dark Ranger herself. Archmage now walking across with Footman in the center. Dark Ranger has not trained up his second ability just quite yet. Meanwhile, we are already getting into a Town Hall being sped built by Yumiko. All right, it looks like this is going to turn into your standard Echo Isle fare. Echo Isle being abusing the mercenary camps with the additional gold from a very easy to establish expansion. All right, coming in from the north, Archmage is trying to disrupt the Tree of Life. There is Defend already on those Footmen, and that is going to make it very difficult to try and take them out. All right, Skeletal Minions already going after it, as there you can see the Footmen are now going after. Are we going to get that kill there? We should get the kill. Oh, yes. No, we don't. Wow. There we go. Now finally getting that shot off there. Skeletal Minions now being added back forth, as the Dark Ranger really wants to get to level 3. Alright, you can see all of those Murlocs. A Murloc rush just rushing this Night Elf Dark Ranger army here. You are going to be seeing a lot of Skeletal Minions in just a moment. And the follow-up, what is going to happen? We see a level 3 Dark Ranger already in play going up against a level 2 Archmage. And the Dark Ranger, if she's able to mass up a large enough army, should come out very favorably. She, however, does need a lot of mana. Dark Rangers generally do use a lot of mana, and also picking up a Gloves of Haste as well. Come on, pick up the Gloves of Haste. There you go. Picks up the Gloves of Haste, and now heading off to the Ogre Magi creep camp. Expansion for Yumiko is already up, and with that expansion now up, going to start abusing the additional gold income from this mercenary camp, picking up not only a Troll Shadow Priest, but most likely a Troll Berserker and or a Mud Golem in just a bit. Getting slow early on, very, very important for those chases. Forest Troll Berserker has already been hired. I don't see a Mud Golem as of yet, as we are now looking at a Tree of Life being constructed down off over here. Dark Ranger now leading the charge towards the center. There's not that many creep camps here, as the Dark Ranger is getting very close now to level 4. However, this could potentially be very, very bad if she doesn't see what's going on. And yes, realizes just a second late that his opponent is right behind him. All right, the Ogre Mauler is taking a lot of damage, but the lesser or the dark minions are not going to be able to really stand off against the other army as well. Yumiko now perhaps coming in for a flank. We should perhaps see some Abolish Magic. There's some defend on those footmen, and this is the problem with using the Dark Ranger Archer strategy against human. All they have to do is just get a couple of footmen with defend, and all of a sudden things just go from bad to worse. All right, there goes a Water Elemental. You can see Archmage now trying to go after these units. You can see that the footmen are going to be absorbing a whole bunch of damage, though, and they may get taken down. Dark Ranger now sitting at level 4. Going after unit. The Troll Shadow Priests are also getting taken down, as well as the archers are now going after the Troll Shadow or the Troll Berserker there. All right, are we going to get a cancellation? Yes, another cancellation, as the footmen are now falling as well. Moonwells being nearby, though, very, very helpful for these archers to actually stay alive. Another Water Elemental may get taken down, as the Dark Ranger is getting is already at 4 and is getting very close, already halfway to level 5. This could be very bad news here, as the Troll Berserker, that low hit point Troll Berserker now trying to get away. Archmage, I do not believe Yumiko was actually expecting that much focus fire. But what's really deceptive about this army is that it's currently 27 over 50, but there is a whole bunch of dark minions on the field that are not accounted by that supply. All right, let's take a look. Dark minions are just wandering all over the place. Archmage is in position here. Are we going to perhaps see, yes, a Troll Berserker has been taken down, as the Dark Ranger now inching closer and closer to level 5. If we get into greater Dark Minions while Yumiko is still at level 3, that is going to be a horrible, horrible position to be in. All right, let's go after all those units. The Dark Ranger needs to catch up, does have Boots of Speed, but actually getting tangled up on her own units, as we can now see attack after attack come into play. All right, the Dark Ranger now trying to just chase after the units, as the Water Elemental actually getting in the way quite well. And now what is the Dark Ranger going to do next? Archmage now once again tries to push forward, only seen at level 3. The Tree of Life was canceled again, and now trying to be rebuilt once more. The Dark Ranger getting in a position, and is it going to block the path? And yes, does block the path of the Archmage. Archmage forced to run back off to the north instead, but now the Footman and the Water Elemental is going to be getting into position over there. So far, during all of this time, we are now at Tree of Ages, and a Dryad is going after a Troll Shadow Priest. That Troll Shadow Priest doesn't really stand much of a chance, as the Archmage now tries to get away. All right, let's come back around over here. We are doing a little bit of creeping. That Dark Ranger really wants to get to level 5. If it can get a Tome of Experience here, that would be really helpful. Tome of Agility, not too shabby either. +2 attack, which is going to help tremendously in dealing more damage. So far off to the north, though, we see one Troll Shadow Priest very low on hit points, now being backed off, and the Archmage going toe-to-toe with with 2 Dryads could easily win that, but doesn't want to drop Water Elementals because he doesn't know if his opponent has already teched Abolish Magic. All right, coming back around, Panda now picked up. So Panda, Dark Ranger, there's a Breath of Fire. The Dark Ranger really wants to try and level up to level 5, but is also very low on mana right now. Should probably pick up a Clarity Potion. All right, is he going to get to level 5? Panda picks up the Tome of Strength. Meanwhile, the Archmage is still looking for where the Dark Ranger is. Level 5 and it's going to be level 5 and level 1 compared to a level 3 Archmage, and that's going to be some very, very sad news here in just a moment. There's level 1, and the Dark Ranger, backs off to make sure that the Panda is now sitting at level 2. All right, Water Elemental. There's the Abolished Magic. Did the Dark Ranger get some experience? Yes, she did. Still sitting a bit low. And now the Dark Ranger may be able to get this Archmage. Archmage, no, does have a potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Should be able to get away. Oh my gosh, down to 33 hit points. One more shot should be enough. And, oh, potion of Invulnerability just in time to get away. Meanwhile, the Panda comes in front. Breath of Fire going after the Ogre Mauler creep camp here. The Dark Ranger, very, very nasty, fast-moving hero, now heads off to the north to the Goblet or the Marketplace. Is he going to buy anything? Not 100% sure. Going to sell anything? Not sure either. Really needs potions of mana or needs to get some clarity potions for an upcoming battle. Panda sitting at level 2 does have a scroll of healing. Let's take a look at Yumiko. Yumiko sitting at 56 over 84. Meanwhile, Nicker sitting at 47 over 60. The amount of gold is 14 to 10 right now in terms of difference. As we can see, Yumiko quickly hires up a whole bunch of mercenaries, abusing that mercenary camp as I mentioned moments ago. Dark Ranger very close now to level 5. I know I've been saying that for what seems like a very long time, but that is definitely the case. The Dark Ranger just needs a little bit more experience. Not quite sure where she can get it, though, without really walking all the way back. All right, is there creep camps off to the north here? It looks like gonna try and go after the main base, but that is not going to be a good spot to be in either. What is happening? The Panda sitting at level 2, the Dark Ranger sitting at level 4, but both so close to level 5. Oh, quick silence onto that Mountain King as there is a slow now being cast. Dark Ranger now running back off to the north, gonna regroup. There are Dryads here, 55 over 60 supply. And what are we going to be seeing next? Abolish Magic onto the Water Elemental could give level 5. And yes, that was a very, very quick turnaround. But is it going to be enough? Level 3 now on the Panda as well. The Panda needs to perhaps use a Potion of Invulnerability. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, and uses the Potion of Invulnerability as well. But this is not good. So many units just working together as the Dark Ranger now tries to get away. A Troll Berserker falls. And we are now sitting at 57 over 80 supply for Nicker. Yumiko is still in dominant control, sitting at 81 over 84, a much larger, superior army, and he may just attack move with it into his opponent's expansion, which took far too long to set up. Panda, Bears, Dark Ranger, even though we have the hero level advantage, level 5, level 3 compared to level 4, level 1, that is normally a very, very big difference, but Yumiko has so much gold and such a large army that it may not even matter. All right, the Panda is in position here. Roar is ready to go. The Bears are waiting for their Mastery Training. Mastery Training has about another 10 seconds to go, and that is going to be the longest 10 seconds in this game right now for Nicker. Nicker trying to figure out, there's the Mastery Training, there goes the Bears, and here goes the engagement. All right, here we go. The guard towers are nowhere near being done. The Panda could come in with a Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. There's the Drunken Haze. There's the Breath of Fire. A lot of missing in the middle as a Scroll of Healing does go down. Dispel Magic comes across to try and remove all of that there. There's a Thunderclap. And is the Panda going to be able to do anything extra? All right, a whole bunch of units in the center actually getting destroyed. As we can see, Dryads in the back as well. Mortar teams are just shelling things away. There's another Scroll of Healing to try and counteract the Panda. And with that, the entire human army is pretty much in the green, while there's not much left for Yumiko. And I believe the GG will be coming in soon. Too many mortar teams, and that expansion, once it is gone, is just going to be too much. Nicker takes game... Wait, no. What? Nicker gives the GG, and yes, Yumiko wins it. They switched the colors on me at the very last moment. I'm like, wait a second, what? Yes, Yumiko ends up winning it, even though he has the lower hero score. He had higher resources, and he just had a much larger army going into that last fight. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.